Alright, so I got the excavator here to pull out some stumps. We got a whole variety of them here, but luckily it looks like these larger ones that I have to pull out are above the ground a bit, so hopefully we can get some good leverage on these roots and everything. So, see how it goes. Alright, so this stump was too big to get out, and even if we got it out, it wouldn't fit in the trailer because it would just be too big and heavy. So I cleaned up all around it so we can have it ground, as well as the stump that's down there next to where the shrub was. That's just buried so much that might as well have it ground if he's going to have that one ground. But I was able to take out everything else and get up as much of the root systems as possible. Unfortunately, there's a bunch of plastic underneath here because I believe it was all mulched before and it just overgrew. So all the old plastic is about 2 inches down, so having to manage taking that out and separating it is fun. But the plan now is to get a couple loads of dirt and I will be back to spread that over the area. Alright, I'm back here today to spread about 60 yards of loam over this area, but first I've got to clean up some of these stump grindings and move some rocks out of the way, and also this turkey. So I believe the plan is to basically fill in the whole area that I was cleaning up last time of the stumps, and then take whatever else we can and move it over this way to fill in a lot of this area where I pulled out some bushes. Basically just get it looking a little bit better. So since these piles were pretty much in place, being that they were on the area where they were going to be spread out, that lets me spread it a lot faster. And since I have the box blade and the rake with me, I just decided to, push the piles over and drive over it. Usually I try to not drive over the topsoil so that it's not getting over compacted, but in a scenario like this, it just becomes so tedious to do the backing up and turning around and avoiding driving over everything, because that took me about 2 hours to spread out, 66 yards ish. And if I had done it the other way, where I would be toting it and backing up and turning around, it would have taken me 3 to 4 hours. So just driving over it and pushing it, and now either way I would have to go and level it. This makes it just much faster. So now I'll get all the bumps out of it as best I can. Ideally, a land plane would be great for this, but what I have right now is just a box blade and rake. So. Alright, so I got all the piles spread, went over it with the box blade a few times, and then just put a rake pass over it to loosen it up and get some more of the humps out. Of course, it's not perfect, but kind of the limitations of the implements I have and the machine I have. If I could use something like a Harley rake or like a soil preparator, it would be nice and smooth, but with what I have, it's kind of the best I can do. This stuff was also, this isn't the place I normally get it from, but this stuff was cut with a lot of just sticks and scrap. A lot of times they do like an organic compost type mix, but I found a lot of big rocks and stumps and roots and etc. in it, so it was a little dirty, but came out pretty good. He's gonna get this hydroseeded by the company that sold him the soil. And the other thing I did down here was he had a bunch of overgrowth over here that he didn't want, so I just took that out and then put some topsoil in over that area so he can get this hydroseeded as well.